Hello everyone, you're on the Roseway channel. Today we, Tyoma and Valia are going to repair a bicycle tire.
My tire just got punctured and there's a hole somewhere here. And the bike is flat. To find out where the hole is, we'll need some water.
Valia was riding through a field where thorns grow.
These ones.
The little thorns. And the tire got punctured. The front tire. Here it is, flat. Valia was very upset. Tyoma was upset too.
I wasn't really.
And we asked our dear dad to fix the punctured tire. To properly repair the tire, we will definitely need a complete set of wrenches. We'll definitely need a pump.
Let me show you.
A pump.
A small piece of rag for the express purpose of cutting.
We'll need a dry rag. A small piece of sandpaper.
Sandpaper?
Sandpaper.
Shiny kind.
Number 1 grit. And we'll need a patch kit, which we use very often.
Yes.
And we've used it to fix latex tires before.
Open it, I'll show you.
And of course, a bucket of water. To determine the location of the puncture, once we have all this stuff ready, we can get to work. These are the patches we use to repair tires. They've stood the test of time. They're Chinese, cheap, cost about 10 hryvnias. Now it's already 20 hryvnias. We're going to glue it on. It's easier than cutting pieces of rubber from an old tire. Let's get started. First you need to turn our beautiful bicycle upside down, making sure to put a soft cloth under the seat and handlebars so you don't scratch them.
Some of my paint has already chipped off a little, revealing the underlying surface and showing signs of wear. But my headlight
Just like that. Now it's easily accessible and we can work with it. Using a wrench, we unscrew the wheel. Where did you see the thorn?
Here.
Where did you see it? Where exactly was it?
Right here. Exactly.
Well, Valia, you've already messed up the spot where the thorn was, so we'll have to look for another one. We have a size 15 wrench. Let's unscrew it. Now the wheel is in our hands, we can start removing the tire and the tube. Be sure to use a special cap like this one, from the Soviet era. Your type. Carefully unscrew the valve core completely from its housing. Remove the standard plastic cap. Nowadays they're all colorful like this, but they're not practical because you can't use them to unscrew the valve core, and the metal ones often get stolen. We unscrew the valve core to release any air left in the tube.
Yes, in the tube. The tube is this rubber. Well, kind of a thing with a valve.
Valia punctured.
Tema gave a tip.
Now Valia will know where she can and can't ride. Now we need to let out any remaining air completely, if there's any left, but there isn't, so we won't bother with that. Then we carefully take a specialized tire lever and begin the process of gently removing it from the valve. We meticulously slide it under the rim's edge and slowly, methodically work our way around the entire circumference, gradually taking it completely out of the wheel. Now we have just the wheel left. Let's set it aside for now, since we won't need it yet, and start figuring things out.
We need to...
With the tube, we take out the tube. Here's our tube, the one with the hole. Here's the tire. First of all, you need to inspect the inside of the tire to make sure there are no sharp objects left inside. You can check the inside either by hand or visually. Here, I can feel with my finger right here is a little hole end. In those spots where you feel a hole, you need to use whatever tools you have on hand, like a small needle or tweezers, to pull out any thorns from the tire. Because after you patch the tube, those thorns could puncture it again, which is not what you want. We carefully use a small, sharp and precise part of a screwdriver from the comprehensive kit to meticulously remove all the sharp embedded objects that were unfortunately left in the tire. And with tweezers, we pull them out completely. We carefully screw the valve back into its designated place, ensuring it is securely fastened. Then we proceed to slowly inflate the inner tube, meticulously observing it to precisely locate the exact spot where the puncture has occurred.
I will find it for you right away. Go ahead.
Because very often you can't see the hole just by looking at it. After that, we take any container with water. In our case, it's just a regular bucket. You can use a basin as well. And we start looking for the puncture spot. Here's our hole. It needs to be patched. Take a regular pen and mark the puncture spot. You can use a marker or even stick a small match in there. After that, you need to go over the entire tube again and check for any other holes. Look, I found another one. Take a piece of sandpaper, a small piece, and start sanding down the spots we've marked. There are stripes on the tube that need to be sanded off near the patch, so the patch can stick to the tube more easily and won't come off. You can share a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Whoever gets a flat tire is usually the one who fixes it.
It's really hard. That's it.
We take a solvent, acetone or nail polish remover. You can borrow it from your mom, right? And wipe it with a clean dry cloth to degrease the surface.
I'm going to do it right now.
Let's thoroughly degrease this spot.
I want to...
And at the same time, we wipe off the rubber shavings that collected during the patch sanding. Your hands are going to stink of solvent afterwards, got it?
Yeah.
After this, it's best to throw away the cloth, because it'll stink for a long time until all the solvent evaporates. That's it. Now these spots are ready. Let's move on to actually gluing the patches, which are kept in this little box.
I'll open it now.
Here in the kit we have this particular kind of glue.
And a set of stickers.
Set patches.
And that's it. There's nothing else we need to do.
Let's start gluing. Let the air out of the tube so there's no excess pressure. We apply a thin layer of glue to the tube and smooth it out with a finger. Of course you can use a brush if you want to do it by the book.
Dad prefers his finger, so...
It's better with a finger. And after that we wait 15 minutes for it to dry. I pre-treated my hands with solvent. This finger is degreased, so it's not a problem if I use it to spread the glue. Now the glue has dried. Now we need to start applying the patch to its place. For this we take
this one,
the patch.
which I just accidentally tore and didn't realize.
Valia already ruined one. We still have some spares, so we take a patch and cut it out with scissors. We remove
it.
the foil part, carefully trying not to touch the underside of the patch with our bare fingers. This could be a blue, red, yellow, or any color base here. Nowadays, different manufacturers do it their own way, and we carefully place it over the puncture site.
Right where I made the hole.
After that, we carefully take a bottle of any suitable drink. What truly matters is that it possesses a perfectly round shape, or alternatively, a sturdy rolling pin, and then proceed to thoroughly roll over this specific spot so that all of the trapped air located underneath the applied patch is completely expelled. Valia, help me!
Okay.
Valia is going to be our capable assistant for this particular part.
Okay.
The amount of pressure you apply is important. The harder you press, the better it will stick. You don't need to remove the top film. It will protect our patch from sticking to the tire at first. The patch is in place. Now we need to inflate the tube and also check in water to see if it holds air. Screw the valve back in place. Valia will do the pumping.
Okay.
Valia is our little helper. Do you like pumping, Valush? What do you think?
I like it.
If you like sledding, you have to like holding the sled too. Do you know that saying?
Yes.
No need to overinflate, that's enough. The wheel isn't hissing. Now you can let the air out again so there's no air inside, and after that we will begin to install it in its place. Very soon our children will be gluing their own wheels.
Yes.
Yes?
Boo.
Of course this isn't for kids. I'll teach you. And you'll all learn. And the girls should know how to do it too. Now we pump up the tire with a pump, and it will inflate. I want to do it. Our helper Tyoma is here with us, already learning to do men's work. If Valia gets a flat tire, next time Tyoma will patch it. As Tyoma pumps, you need to check the inner tube. You need to inflate it to about 1.8 to 2 atmospheres for the right firmness. You can tell by hand when it's firm enough, almost hard.
I think so.
You should be able to pump it by hand too. He's getting a double workout, both hands and feet.
Now it's getting a bit more complicated.
It's not inflating. Alright, let's check it. Oh, it's pumped up. Good. Check if there are any bubbles. No bubbles. Everything's fine. Blow out the water and screw the cap back on. Carefully put it back in place. And that's the very end of our meticulous work indeed. The wheel is fixed, inflated, and spins well. And now Valia and Tyoma will be able to ride quickly and smoothly, but not in places where there are thorns and nails, because that's bad for it. What does Tyoma have to say about that?
Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Bye everyone! Bye!